Get ready for the ultimate cook with me and summer meal prep with me video. I'm cooking all my family's favorite meals in today's video for you. Homemade lasagna, amazing shish kebabs, easy sausage alfredo pasta, cheesy gordita crunches, cilantro lime corn, we love this with burgers, and the famous bacon cheddar taco dip. Make sure you watch till the end. Hey loves, my name is Brianna K, and today I'm doing a meal prep with me and cook with me video. I've got 3 super easy and delicious meals that are picky eater approved. I have 2 young kiddos and my husband's also a picky eater too, and all of these hold up great in the fridge or freezer as well. So if you've got a busy week ahead, I hope that this meal prep and these meal ideas help you. And if you're new here, make sure you click that red subscribe button while you're watching today. I would love to have you join our community, but let's get to cooking. So the first recipe I'm going to show you how to make is lasagna. My husband requested this for this week. And sorry, all this is upside down, but I pulled everything out to make cheesy gordita crunches at some point this week. And I'll turn around here. The third meal I'm gonna make is a roasted red pepper alfredo sausage. It's so good. This is seriously one of the easiest meals to make and everybody loves it. And I should just note, I am pregnant with our 3rd baby, so I'm having aversions to chicken currently. So that's why I decided to use ground beef for my 2 recipes. But you could totally use ground turkey for either of them. You could also use chicken for the tacos. So feel free to substitute or use whatever you and your family prefer for these. I'm just gonna head outside to our little herb garden that I have out here, because I can definitely use some of these fresh herbs in my meat sauce for the lasagna. Okay, so I just trimmed off some oregano and parsley and basil for the red sauce. Okay, so for my sauce, I am just gonna use half of a red onion. And I'm just gonna dice this up super fine. Okay, so I'm just gonna add some olive oil to my pan. And then I want to add in 2 tablespoons of chopped garlic. And then next I'm going to add in all of those chopped onions. Once the garlic and onions have cooked a bit, I'll add in the ground meat and break all of this up and cook it until it's browned. If you're cooking your sauce all day though, you don't need to worry about browning your meat, and it will really flavor your sauce nicely. The longer you can cook your sauce, the better. But for this meal prep video, I was trying to get it all done quickly, so I made sure to brown the meat this time. And then I add in 2 cans of diced Italian tomatoes, 1 can of tomato paste to help thicken the sauce, and then I chopped fresh basil and parsley and oregano from my herb garden to add that to the sauce. Okay, so while the meat sauce is cooking for the lasagna, I'm gonna get started on the tacos, and then I will do the sausage alfredo pasta. And I just follow the taco seasoning directions when I make my taco meat. Just brown it up, add the seasoning and water, and easy peasy, a meal is ready. And you can see the tomato paste really helps thicken your sauce back up again. It was pretty, watery looking before you add that tomato paste. So that's a really good trick if you're doing a homemade sauce. If you want it to be a little thicker, get some tomato paste. All right, so the taco meat is done, so I'm just going to put this, I got these like glass Pyrex storage containers that I really love if I'm ever doing meal prep in advance, because then you can just reheat right from this container, whether it's putting it into the oven or putting it into the microwave. Just makes it very easy. It smells so good. All right, I'm gonna go pop this in the fridge and then we can get started on the sausage alfredo pasta. Okay, I'm gonna put the sausage in this pan and let it cook up, and then I will add in the alfredo and the roasted red pepper slices. Okay, now that the sausage is cooked, I'm just gonna add in the alfredo sauce right to the top of it. And then I have some sliced red pepper, roasted red pepper, and I'm just going to add and give this a little stir. And this is already bubbling really big, so I'm just going to turn this down to low. And I'm just going to cover this until I have my pasta noodles done and I can add them to the sauce. So once my pasta is cooked, and you can use rigatoni for this, you don't have to use bow tie, I just pour the sauce over the top. And again, another super easy meal is made. It tastes absolutely amazing left over. So this is a really great meal to make ahead for the week. So yummy. And this is one that tastes amazing reheated too. I feel like most pastas always taste better reheated, but I love that one, so easy. And now I just have to put together the lasagna. So first thing, I'm just gonna spray the pan with cooking spray. And I'm gonna take my sauce and do a layer on the bottom of the pan. And I know I get questions on this a lot. I always buy the oven ready style lasagna noodles so that you don't have to worry about cooking them before you make your lasagna. And then you want to take your ricotta cheese and just spread this all over this layer. Now, if you'd like, you could also get some fresh herbs and mix this in with your ricotta. I'm just gonna sprinkle it with some fresh herbs as I layer it. It will still give it the same effect and just a little easier prep-wise. Okay, and then you want to add your sauce. And then you want to sprinkle some mozzarella cheese onto this layer. And then do another layer of lasagna noodles. And now just repeat the same ricotta cheese, sauce, and mozzarella cheese layer again. And now I'm adding one more layer of the lasagna noodles. No, it's lasagna. It's delicious. You want some? So before I put this in the oven, I have my tin foil, aluminum foil. What do you call it? Do you call it tin foil or aluminum foil? There's that like debate in my family all the time. But I'm just gonna get this, and before I put it on, I learned this hack from a viewer. Just spray this with your cooking spray too, so that way the cheese won't stick to it. And then I'm gonna put this in the oven. And I'm gonna bake that at 350 degrees for an hour. And then I'll take the tin foil off, and for then the last 10 minutes, let the cheese on top get nice and browned and melted and bubbly. So be honest, has the belly gotten a lot bigger?
Mine's bigger. Definitely growing at least equally as much.
But the tin foil hack really worked well. There was like no cheese stuck to it this time. You can see it turned out so good. And this is, again, such a great recipe that you can freeze or taste so good when you eat it as leftovers. Oops, sorry, camera strap there. And I feel like these are also always great dishes when you're making dinner for somebody, dropping it off for them. Lasagna is always a good one for that. Make your cheesy gordita crunches. You need soft shell, like soft taco shells. Thank you, babe. And then you need hard shells. I like using these nacho cheese flavored ones because I just think they taste really good. But in your taco shell, you just wanna sprinkle your cheese all over it. And then pop this in the microwave. And then once the cheese is all melted, you just wanna take your hard shell and make sure it sticks to the soft shell before you fill it up. So you can really put on any toppings you would like. I did meat and lettuce and black olives, and this chipotle ranch sauce really makes it taste a lot more like a Taco Bell cheesy gordita crunch. Like that sauce definitely is what makes it. Okay, so for these shish kebabs, I just cubed my beef, and I'm gonna use the Lori's steak and chop marinade. You can really use any marinade of your choice for shish kebabs, but this is one of my favorites. It's kind of got like a garlicky lemon flavor. And then I'm just gonna let this set on the meat all afternoon until I make the skewers later today when Adam will grill everything. So to make these shish kebabs, I've got 3 different colored peppers, red onion, mushrooms, and then that steak that's been marinating all day in the fridge. It smells so good. And my husband doesn't like mushrooms, so I'm only gonna put them on half of the skewers that I mentioned this earlier. If you don't wanna use steak, you could use chicken, you could use shrimp, you could use any other kind of meat that you want for your shish kebabs. I just have been having aversions to chicken because of pregnancy, so steak is the only thing that really I like want to eat. So here's one for Adam that doesn't have the mushrooms. And as I'm thinking about this is absolutely a recipe that you could also make vegetarian too, and just use the marinade as sort of a brush on sauce while you're cooking them. And it's a really yummy way then to have some grilled veggies. And then I am just going to pour what's left of the marinade in a little saucepan. There isn't much, but I'm gonna heat this to a boil so that it's cooked thoroughly. And then you can, with a brush it on the kebabs while they're cooking for some extra flavor. And then I always like making rice pilaf with my shish kebabs. I just feel like it's a really nice side dish. Smells so good. My little herb babies are growing. My cilantro is a little out of control, but everything else is looking good, even our mystery guy. All right, so the rice pilaf is all done. And as soon as Adam says the shish kebabs are done, we can eat. So the shish kebabs are all done. I'm just gonna put them on the plates with the rice. Well, Adam got even pickier. He now told me he didn't want peppers. So he only has onions and steak. And I have everything else.
Well, I'm the cook, you prepared it. The cooking part is the part I'm good at. Just like the reheating.
Reheating.
Well, no, you didn't do anything. Cooking requires...
Cook the rice.
Okay. So cooking requires some level of heat.
So tonight Adam is grilling out burgers for us on the grill, and we only had one ear of corn that we got from the store that was any good. So he's grilling that, and I wanted to show you guys the butter that I'm gonna make for it. So all I did was take my butter, and I got some fresh cilantro from my herb garden, and then some of this chopped garlic, and I'm gonna mix it all together, and we'll spread this over our 1 ear of corn out there on the grill. What do you have?
I got the rock for me to kill.
Oh, for your rock collection?
And I got soy.
Whoa, looks like a wand. Okay, so dinner is all done. Time to eat. I put ranch and ketchup on my burger. Adam just wants burger. But then we have the leftover rice pilaf, and I chopped up some watermelon to go with it too. Okay, I realized I forgot the corn. So now the corn's been added. So all done now. You want it all good?
Yeah.
Yeah, I made your rice that you like.
You have one.
Good? Mommy's excited to eat her burger Daddy made. Okay, so it's almost 2 o'clock here, and for some reason this pregnancy, around like 2:30, 3 o'clock, I am starving. Like, I need to have my dinner then, and I have been craving bacon and cheddar, but I have been craving this dip, which normally is reserved for like family get-togethers, or I love it for like football parties. It's like a really good football appetizer, but I need this dip like now. And I believe I've shared this in a past video, but it's so good. My mom would always make this on 4th of July parties. It's a great dip to bring anywhere, or you can make it, you know, by yourself on, it's right now Monday afternoon, 2 o'clock in the afternoon. It's great then too. But here are the ingredients that you need. So the first layer, it's a layered dip, is gonna be half a sour cream container and then a block of cream cheese. Then the next layer is this salsa. And then my mom would always dice up a fresh tomato too. She usually has them in her garden, but she dices this up to put on top of the salsa. And then dice up these green onions and sprinkle that layer on. Then you need one of the like big bags of either Mexican cheese or the Colby Jack cheese, or you could use just straight up shredded cheddar cheese. And I prefer the more finely shredded cheese for this than like the thicker shredded cheese. And then last but not least, you cook up a pound of bacon. So I'm gonna slice this super thin before I cook it and have it all crumbled for on the top. And any kind of Tostitos you want, whether it's the Tostitos scoops. I've been really into the restaurant style because I feel like they're saltier. I really want salty Tostito chips. But let's get cooking. Okay, so I'm gonna prep the veggies and then slice up the bacon, and we'll make this dip. That's all prepped, and now I'm gonna cut the bacon. The again, you wanna cut this in probably no more than 1/2 inch wide strips, and it just then makes it so much easier to have that crumbled bacon at the end because it cooks this way, it cooks a lot faster. Makes it easy. Great.
I need my face too because it was a little dirty.
You wash your face too? Okay.
How can I do that?
No, this is still a part Mommy's gotta do. You can help me when it's done cooking, okay? Okay, so again, for this first layer, I'm gonna keep this off, you need to use 8 ounces of cream cheese, and then you wanna use half of, this is a 16 ounce, so another 8 ounces of sour cream. And then blend this up so it's nice and creamy together. You did?
Yeah.
Okay, here, we're gonna do it over there. Turn this off. You can help with the next part, okay? Okay, and then I'm using a 13x9 Pyrex, which has the lid so I can refrigerate this. But if you are taking it to a party, I mean, you can use this because it'd be easy to transport, or you can do a big platter, like my mom would usually serve it on like a big platter, like round dish. And then like you just cover with tin foil if there's any leftover, but usually there isn't much left over when you make this dip. So I've got my spatula here, and I'm just gonna put this in the bottom for that first layer. And I'm just gonna spread this evenly then for this first layer. Okay, in the next layer, I'm just gonna put this jar of salsa on the top. And again, just spread it around so that it is evenly over the dip. And then I'm gonna do the tomatoes first. And just sprinkle these evenly over the salsa. And I feel like these just help make it a super fresh tasting dip. And then you wanna do the same thing with the green onions. You can hear my bacon cooking up real good over there too. But sprinkle these green onions then evenly all over for the next layer. And this is a 4-cup bag of cheese, and I'm just gonna dump this right over the top. So definitely if you're shredded cheese, a lot of times it's sold in like 2-cup bags. Make sure you get 2 bags of cheese because you wanna make sure that the cheese is a nice and thick layer on the top of it. Husband's favorite part. Okay, and here's the final layer, the bacon. It's so good. Okay, so here's the final dip. It is seriously so good. I cannot wait to eat this. But I would recommend you refrigerate this for at least 1 hour to 2 hours before actually serving it with your tortilla chips. But thank you so much for watching my meal prep with me and cook with me today. If you'd like to see more of these videos on my channels, make sure you click the thumbs up so that I know. Let me know in the comments if you like this video or if you have any other video requests as well. And just know I'm sending you so much love, and I will see you in my next video. Make sure you have all your notifications turned on so you know the next time that I post. Bye, love.
I don't wanna stay here, no. Ain't gonna keep it low now. If you wanna go, let's go. Let's wrap it up and hit the road.